So long, Volcalidus. Till we meet again next time. I'm sure you haven't seen the last of me. It's good to be home. Bastion. Glorious Bastion. Welcome back. Oh, someone already needs something. Of course. Hello everybody, welcome back to Hydroneer, and welcome back to Bastion. That's right, we are back on the mainland doing the base game, and we are going to be continuing on our series where we left off. We have spent quite some time in Volcalidus, had a great old time. We let our hair grow long and our beard grow longer, and we are weary from our travel, so let's head home and rest up before we start our journey. Now, unfortunately, some of the audio was missing during this first part of the episode, and more unfortunately, my voiceover was completely lost, so I'm going to have to be doing this voiceover after the fact. We should be picking up like normal in the next episode. Oh, he has a job for us. Yeah, we could take it. We have things set up. Oh, I guess he's still wanted. Haven't caught that guy yet, huh? So let's just drop this here and head back home. It's a little hard to control such a fast vehicle after dealing with a lava truck for so long. It's not used to such speed. But here we are, home sweet home. Our mine is still working. Our house was left open, our front door. And we have been robbed of all of our riches, or just maybe we never had any. But all is said and done, I need to rest my bones. We have a long episode ahead of us, and I'm excited to get started. And the morning dawns, sleeping in a little bit, waking up at noon, but I think he's earned it. It's been a long boat ride. But he trimmed himself up, got on a new shirt, and is ready to greet the day. We want to buy a new plot of land because Ember Cradle obviously is not going to be suitable for farming. And we need to start farming because we want to complete the King's Quest over there in the castle. And that requires a healthy dose of scran. So even though I said we wouldn't do it, here we are going to start farming, and that's going to be the next little section of Hydroneer that we work on and we move forward with. So I hope you're excited, because I'm very excited to get started. Driving our Hydrotuck Mark II, once again very fast, not used to such speed. I was assuming that Volcalidus would have Mark II of the lava truck, but they didn't, so this will be whipping around wildly for a while. But anyways, here we are at South Hope. This is, I think, one of the largest plots of land in the game, in the base game anyways. However, it is treacherously hilly. We see Volcalidus will be able to keep an eye on our home away from home. But the great part about this plot is it's right between the two towns, and that town over there is all about farming. So we'll have a really easy resource to gather all of our materials. So let's go ahead and buy this for a cool 6,000. So we are going to need some tools in order to flatten this plot. Firstly, a shovel to dig the dirt. Secondly, a hoe to flatten it. Thirdly, we're going to buy this Hydroneer for 3,500 tokens to dig the dirt, and this Hydro Roller for 2,400 tokens to flatten it. So using these equipment and the power of off-camera grinding, we are going to work on this plot, get it all flattened out so that we can prep it for farming. And here we are, the quick cut ahead. There wasn't really much that you missed except for about 2.5 to 3 hours of off-camera grinding, of just using the hoe mainly to flatten the earth, and then eventually I reverted to using the Hydro Roller. The Hydroneer just ended up being too unwieldy and was more of a problem than it was worth. So we mainly used the hoe, the pick, and the Hydro Roller. We got a little startup for the base over there. We're going to have a building and our garage. Over in that back corner in this whole plot on the left, that's where our farming is going to go. And over here to the right, we're going to try to build our workshop and automated process. We're going to start off very slow, very simple with hand farming, just doing a small amount of crops, and hopefully the goal is to automate it. So here we are, we've got a blank canvas, and we're ready to get started. So let's head into town. First, I want to swing by Grangefield. That's this farming town right here. And I want to see everything they've got. We need everything that we can get. And it's quite a lot. So first off, this store over here is the only store that we can actually buy anything from because they take coin. And we have coin. Everything else in this town requires tokens with these little T symbol right here. But there's a lot available, like these boards, tons of seeds to plant in different types, sprinklers, logic hooks, conveyor belt stuff, storage, all sorts of stuff that will make our journey easier. And we get those tokens by helping the townsfolk, like that person you just saw there. But first, let's go ahead and take our coins here and pick up at least one of everything. Grab our cart. I have a much greater appreciation for carts after the Volcalis trip. They're so useful and there's no point in not using them. So, alright, so first we're going to grab a stove. Very important. If we're going to make soup, we want to give them hot soup, of course. And we're going to need a cooking pot to create the soup.
You won't find better prices than these.
And drop that there. Nice. Alright, and then a cooking knife will allow us to split the vegetables into the ingredients for the soup. The sickle will allow us to harvest. That trowel back there will allow us to dig the hole that the plant will reside in. We're going to skip the seeds. We're going to go back over to the seed mill, which you throw in freshly produced vegetables and it will create seeds for you. Not exactly useful in this beginning part, but will be useful much later down the road. We are going to need a scale because everything is by weight. And so we're going to need to be able to know exactly what we're doing. And some empty soup bowls. And this is what we're going to grab multiples of, because this is what you put the soup into to deliver to the townsfolk. So we're going to pick up 3 of them so we can take 3 contracts at a time. We will get these bowls back.
I got the goods if you got the cash.
So we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to buy them over and over and over again, but let's just buy a couple. So now we're going to buy some seeds, which we could just pick one up and drop it on the cart. However, seeds in this game will actually stack. So you see that little orange dot on the side? That represents 1. So we pick up another and just drop it onto it like we do our coins. So as we drop more and more seeds onto the package, it fills up until it reaches its maximum capacity, in which case then we can just go ahead and buy
I got the
the
goods
one
if
packet
you got the cash.
for the amount of however many seeds it's in there. So I've got room for one more seed packet in here, and so we're going to just drop the last one there. And
take a look at my goods.
no, I think I could actually fit one more in there. I didn't notice that at the time, but yeah, I think I have room for one more seed in there, but we'll skip it for now. So now let's just go ahead and do the same thing with the tomatoes. And there we are. Just skipped ahead in the footage. Now we have a full packet. So 3,904 coins out of our 2 million. I think that'll do just nicely. And I think that's kind of all we need to buy from that place. I think that's our last purchase until we start making tokens. So let's go ahead and get this all set up. We're going to drive to this back corner here and make ourselves a little temporary farm. I'd like to scale it up bigger, and that means that I will want to utilize this space later. But for now, we can just make a small little workshop. I'd like to make my real workshop big and close to the front entrance so it's easy to transport everything. So let's go ahead and unpack everything. Just get it laid out for the beginning. And then let's get started on some actual farming. So first things first, you're going to grab yourself a trowel and find a nice spot in the dirt and just click, and that digs a hole. And then that hole will house one of the seeds. So you go ahead and put your cursor there and click it. So now that the seed is planted, it needs something. Oh yeah, water. Plants need water. And I am so excited to see the water again after spending so much time dealing with lava and getting burned over and over again. It's nice to finally splash around and be a Hydroneer again. I'm so excited. Honestly, I was a little more excited than I thought I was going to be to see the water and splash around like that. But I kind of miss Bastion. It has a different feel than Volcalidus. Volcalidus is fun, but it's very exciting and gloomy at times, and it's a totally different feeling. Oh, here I'm just being a menace to society. But yeah, there's just something just so bright and hopeful about Bastion. And so anyways, I kind of talked through my return, but we are going to buy as many pipes as we can. Obviously we can buy more than that, but we are going to buy a lot of pipes, and we're going to put them each in their own different cart. So our straight pipes in one, our curved pipes in another, and our T-pipes in a third. So this will keep ourselves nice and organized. I am going to fill the T-cart with other stuff like these pressure tanks. We are going to throw a couple of these pressure readers in there so we can keep an eye on stuff like that. A valve hook or two wouldn't hurt. Some stoppers, because that sound is very annoying. A couple buckets will help us carry some stuff, especially our produce. We're going to need to manage that. This magnet stick will be a lot more useful than you would think. Some lanterns will give us some light because I don't have my gamma turned all the way up. And 26,000 coins later, we have the starts of our base. And we're going to also pick up some flooring so we can make our kitchen and a light helmet because it can be dark at times. So there we go. Another 957 down the drain. Useful stuff.
You reckon you could get this for me?
You know what? Yeah, I can get that for you. I'd be happy to make you some scram. 3 tomatoes, 3 weight.
You made that soup yet?
I'll get started on it. Yeah. Right away, Your Highness. Didn't realize everyone here was royalty. All right, I'll see you soon. As soon as my tomato grows. Desmond, not right now. All right, coming back. It's nighttime, but it's bright enough to work by, so we're just gonna kind of work through it and get our carts all situated. So there we go. We've unloaded everything. We've got all that we need to create a water system. Because the only water available to us is that ocean back there that we splashed in. And we are going to need to bring that water over to us if we want to make it any use. So let's go ahead and set up our water intake pipe. Right here. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to go to the front and try to figure out which little quadrant I want it to be on. And I think we are going to take this one right here. We're just going to run straight back and place it so the bottom is underwater there and dripping. There we go. We have water. We have pipes. It's been a bit since we've been having to design everything from scratch. So it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of enjoyment here. So now the pipe starts to dig into the side of the ground, and and this happened. I don't know what that's all about, but you know, it's kind of fun. It's just raining, just a little bit of rain, a little bit of precipitation. Maybe there was a weather update that I wasn't aware of. There we go. So we're gonna put our curved pipe in there. I was thinking that would stop the drippage, but no, it didn't. It's still there. So now the game is allowing me to place these pipes underground like this. I could very easily have a nice hidden underground pipe, But I don't like the idea of not being able to access those pipes, so we are going to just opt for one block above its minimum. And then just extend the system back until it connects with intake, or outtake, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Extend with the rest of it, make our curved pipe, and connect it. So now we got that, let's extend it out to the farm. I'm gonna skip ahead because that was just a lot of placing pipes. Alright, so now we actually ran out of pipes. Unfortunately, I grabbed a bunch. I thought I would have more than I needed. But this is a new farm, and thankfully we are just very close, so it's not a problem to just drive over. And yeah, so we are about 4 pipes short our goal. We're gonna just go ahead and bring them out here to kind of see what we're working with, and then we'll fill them in the back after we get new ones. So let's go ahead and fill our cart again with as many as we can think of. 18,000. I'm sure we can get more, but once again, we're right there. So if we need more pipes, very easily accessible. So let's go ahead and nail all of this down because I get very anxious when my stuff isn't nailed down. Okay, so this was not put in the right place. I didn't line that up correctly, but that's okay. We've got plenty of seeds. In fact, since this one hadn't actually grown, we can harvest that, return the seed to our hand, and plant it there. So now that water should be theoretically feeding that plant. We can take our trowel and get rid of that hole, keep things nice and neat, which is very useful. I'm glad that that's a feature. So now it's just a matter of waiting for that thing to grow. I'm going to play a numbers game here and fill some spots around it just in case it's not actually filling that center one. So if any of these grow, then we'll know. But now that I'm looking at the center plant with the new seeds in it, I can see that the center plant is actually bigger. So it's already growing, which is nice. We're gonna swing by the shop real fast and grab a couple of these task boards. Thankfully, you can buy them with the regular tokens as opposed to the farm tokens. I mean, there are farm token ones that you can buy, but these ones work just as good. And then this way we can keep an eye on our contracts, keep them all organized as we start to produce. Park our little four-wheeler, and we have a tomato. It has grown, just one. I was kind of hoping that we could get a couple on that first harvest, but no, just the one. So let's go ahead and put our boards down, and I'd like to make a level ground for like a kitchen area. And I'd like it to look nice and neat, so we're going to use these floor blocks, concrete blocks, and make ourselves a little workshop. Or a kitchen, actually. So let's just get a couple of these laid down and then we'll just finish to the end. There we have it. We are going to take out one of these blocks right here to put the oven in. Let's dig our way down, and let's also dig down a second time so that way we can put another concrete block down there and keep everything nice and neat. There's our concrete block, and here is our oven. And we're going to nail it down so we don't accidentally move it as we're cooking. And we place our pot and our scale and our tool rack. Make it nice and easy to access for everything that we're going to need. Put our knife there. Alright, so we have the basis of a workshop. We have a tomato and we have a contract. So let's go ahead and see what this tomato weighs. 1.92. Well, that's a little less than we need. The contract calls for 3 tomato, and that is not 3 tomatoes, the number 3, but 3 weight of tomatoes. And we have 1.92. So that means, oops, I harvested the center plant. Did not mean to do that. But anyways, that means that we have to make at least one more tomato that weighs enough to cumulatively weigh 3 weight. I don't know if they're pounds or ounces or kilograms, 3 weight. So now we have more drips of water, which means that we can plant more tomatoes. There we go. And we're gonna put this little pressure intake. Pressure doesn't really matter when it comes to these little dripping things, but it will matter later, so I'm just gonna put that in place now. And while we wait for our tomatoes to grow, just mooch around our plot, doing our best attempt at trying to do some donuts. We go fast, but not fast enough. Developers, if you want to figure out how to make donuts happen, I would love to see that. That would be an amazing update. Just a vehicle featured update that just gives them that control. Because the control of the Volcalitus truck was just so much fun. Just being able to flip around in it. At some point I added more holes. Once again, just trying to play the numbers game, but some of those aren't working. I'm going to replant that seed. And a lot more mooching about. I just kind of wandered around town browsing to see everything that we can look, and we barely made any progress on that growth. This is going to take a little while. And this is exactly why you want automation in this, because you want it to be producing while you're doing other stuff, so you don't have to micromanage it as long, and you don't have to sit here and watch the plants grow. This is 3,000 times speed, I believe. At some point my camera or my mouse gets knocked to the side and I miss the actual blooming of the tomatoes, and then I let my computer go AFK for far too long, so now it's nighttime. But we have a tomato that's 1.18 weight, and in combination with the one that we had before makes 3.1, which will satisfy this contract. So let's go ahead and drop these tomatoes here, dice them up, give them a little chop chop. And then, like everything else in this game, let's go ahead and drop it to combine and put together. That weighs 3.1. Excellent. So let's go ahead and drop this in our pot, but we don't have any water yet, so we're gonna go grab ourselves a bucket of water, come back and make it into a soup. I wanted to kind of readjust this a little bit. I felt like it was not put right, and then I went and continued to harvest because we have more tomatoes to be grabbed, and we'll have another contract soon. And during that time, the soup was ready. I wasn't sure which way to pour it, so I went with this one, and that happened to be correct, which was nice. I'm gonna throw our pan right back, or pot right back there. We've got our contract, and we've got our item that will satisfy it. So Luis, I'm coming for you. Don't worry, I got your scram. Legion's Assorted Goods, Scran Delivery Service, at your service. So we got you that tomato soup you ordered.
I'll give you my tokens.
What you think? Smells good? Tastes good?
That's a real Gradley broth, that is.
Oh, you liked it. Excellent. Well, there will be more. Okay, well, tell your friends. There's going to be more. I'm going to be making scran till my eyes bleed. Yep. Dolores, you got another order for 3 weight tomato. We can handle that, and we'll work on that. But before we do that, we're going to take our farm tokens and go buy the only thing we can buy, really. I mean, we can buy other things, but the only thing we can afford, and that is the watering can. And this will help us because we can water any crops no matter where they are. So we'll still be setting up a piping system, but this gives us a little more freedom to grow crops wherever we need. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. That was a lot of fun. I'm super excited to keep going, and I hope you are as well. Once again, just a reminder, we now have a join feature. If you want to become a member of our channel, you can see some exclusive videos as well as early access content. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward for more Hydroneer. If you did, please consider giving me a like, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care.